What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where we're gonna toss. We're gonna toss around a little bit. We're gonna toss it up. Toss it up, right? Are you ready? Let's get to tossing. But before we do, let's get to the intro. Welcome back. And if you're ready to toss, let's get it, right? But make sure you hit that like and subscribe button first. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate all the support. I'm very humbled by it. So this is the most anticipated weekend because it's now time for part 5, right? It's now time for Super Torta part 5, the Ghetto wedding crashers. And yes, man, was it a wild time, right? My life is a roller coaster. My life is the roller coaster, the demon or the grizzly from Great America. It's crazy, right? So this is what happened. If you guys recall in the last episode, man, I hooked back up with wifey, right? I hooked back up with wifey. We were already divorced, man, and we just happened to run into each other at a store. And I pulled up to her parents' house like, fuck it, right? Even though I was getting mean mugged and shoulder shrugged, right? They did not want me there. And I understood, but hey, I like mamones. So at that point, because I love tortas and mamones just about equal, you know, their daughter was down. And that's my ex-wifey. And to this day, man, you know, I still got it like that. But this is what happened. So I thought we were going to be together. I thought, let's make it last forever, like a Keith Sweat song. Let's try again. Let's dust ourselves off and try again. Like, I understand she's a hobbler. She's on a cane. I understand that I broke her back. But hey, I shouldn't be blamed for shit like that. You know, if she was just a regular old woman that understood that every once in a while I have to get mines, then none of that would have ever happened. So to this day, I still don't blame myself. I don't care what anyone else says. It's my party and I'll hit if I want to. And that's just it. So here I am knocking at her door thinking that we're going to move in together because she got a new spot and she leaves me dusted and disgusted. She got her fucking final get backs. Fatality, right? She fatality'd me. She played me. She was like, oh, that's right. That's right. Just because I gave you all my money, you think all of a sudden you're back in. Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. So I was okay. Hey, no wonder she had me in the backseat of her car talking about eat it. I should have known better. She never said that before. Usually was at my discretion. All of a sudden, I was kind of aroused. I thought, okay, this is something different. She done upped her game, right? No, what she did was she played me out of pocket. And like the Mr. Julio, I got played, right? So now here I am knocking at her door and she's telling me, man, take your garbage bags and go somewhere else. So I went somewhere else for the time being, but that didn't mean the shit was over because anytime you have the power of Vortex and a phone, you're good. Let me explain to you what Vortex is. I had another chick from Sanjo, man. I used to call her Vortex. I used to hit her 1, 2, 3, 4. By the Vortex, she was pulling up to pick me up. I've told stories about her, right? She was a torta as well. And I'll always have a little bit of love and respect for her. Just a little bit though, because she right there is a gangster. Now, with this chick, I knew I could manipulate her into picking up that phone. So I called about 400-500 times. Eventually, when she did, she was like, I told you I don't want nothing to do with you. I said, why are you so upset? Motherfucker, you broke my back. I said, no, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some gunner in it, right? Let me explain to you exactly the situation, how I felt that night. I was hurt. When I pulled up the next day, I was in anguish, right? I flipped it. You got to flip it. And she was like, motherfucker, hurt? Let me talk about 6 vertebrae gone, right? That's hurt. And I said, yeah, but you know, at the same time, I'm back. I'm back with an apology for the fact that the doctor fucked up your surgery and messed up your back, right? Everything could have been fine. You could have just had 2 vertebrae, but he went in there and tried to fuse some shit. And now you're going to blame me because the fusion didn't fuse right. So that's good. Well, I'm here to unfuse some shit. And I'm here to say, let me come home, man. I ain't got nowhere to go, right? That's okay. Help me out one time. So she finally reluctantly agreed. Okay, if we're going to make this work, you know, you got to stay home. You got to get a job. You got to do this. I said, God, that's a lot to put on my plate. I literally got to pay bills. God damn, man. I don't want to grow up, right? But so I did what I had to do, right? I ain't going to lie. The pussy game was up, right? Everything was better. And so she even learned how to cook some shit. I don't know where she learned that shit, right? Probably for her last dude that she was with. Whatever. I had rules too. I got in that motherfucking and I was all Mr. Nice Guy on the phone. Come on, please, please, man. I'm begging. You know, I'm down on bended knees. Right? I was doing my Boyz II Men impression. As soon as I got in there, I thought I was the king of that castle. I was like, look, there's gonna be some rules around this motherfucker, right? You ain't gonna be talking to no one else, and I don't want to see pictures of your ex. In fact, you could take all these pictures of your ex off my wall, right? She never did, but fuck it, right? I looked at it as you got to see me do what I'm doing with her, so it is what it is. Have you ever looked into another man holding your ex-wife's around her stomach, right? All happy and smiling and shit while you're getting a mamon by her? It hits different. I'm just gonna say, right? I was kind of like I was disgusted, but at the same time happy. Like, I got you. Anyways, right? So we're kicking it. Now, all of a sudden, I get a ring on my phone. And the smooth character that I am, and of course, she's already on. Every time my phone rings, anything that happens, she's on me. Who is that? My jefa. Who is that? My primo. Who is that? I don't know. There's some guy trying to sell me a fucking pit bull, right? I'm always on, and it's always totally opposite. It's always torta, 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 right? My primo every once in a while. But usually that's what it is. So little did I know, behind the scenes, my girl had already had my baby. And I knew that, right? She was visiting my family here and there, right? I say my girl, but she wasn't my girl at the time. Nothing you could do could change, take me away from my girl, right? She wasn't my girl no more. She was someone else's girl, but she was still always going to be my girl, just like wifey was always going to be my wife. To this day, I claim them both. Fuck it. You're claimed. Now, she had been going to visit my family, so I get a phone call from my tia. Now, this is where my tia comes in the mix with the old girl. This is where old girl gets a fucking rude awakening, my wife, right? She hated going to my tia's pad. Your tia's mean. She fucking treats me like shit. I said, well, fucking thank you. Get in line. Hopefully, hey, you want cuts? You want cuts? Because she treats us all like that. You just got to deal with it. That's part of being with me. She says, I don't even want to be with you. Exactly. But deal with it. So anyways, my tia come out. What the fuck are you guys doing? You know, hey, you know your cousin Isabel's having a wedding this weekend. And she's having a wedding. That's her 7th one. Of course, yeah, she's going for the world record. You want to come over to the wedding or not? I said, well, where's the wedding? It's going to be in Monterey, bitch. Okay. Well, why are you telling me? Because they told me to. I didn't even want to invite you, fuckface. But I said, okay, he'll give us a ride. So let's get it. I said, I don't even got a car at this time. Yeah, but you're back with that fucking fat chick, huh? I said, who? Your wife. I hope she hears me. Put me on speaker so I could talk to her. I said, nah, tia, put me on speaker, bitch. I'm going to go beat your mom up. So I put her on speaker. I say, tia wants to talk to you. Hey, fat girl, what's up? How does it feel to be played? Broken ass back. Hey, you guys are invited to a wedding. If you want to come, right? So she's like, man, I don't really want to go. Can you just go by yourself? I said, no, we're going to have to pull up to that wedding, right? Ghetto ass wedding. Because look, Monterey's nice. And my family up there got a little bit of bread, right? They got a lot of bit of bread, in fact. But it still didn't mean that his side of the family, the dude she was marrying for the fucking 7th time, a different dude, right? Wasn't going to be ghetto. He was from Salinas, right? And so, of course, hey, when you pull up to a fucking, and there's nothing but Astrovans and Impalas, yeah, motherfuckers got their pit bulls in the back of their Astrovans, dying of heat exhaustion, right? Like, it's cold. So anyways, I told my dad, yeah, I'll be there. Well, you pick us up Saturday morning. We'll be ready. We need a ride. I said, well, who's all going? Me, my 3 boyfriends, and of course, fucking Rick and his bitch, right? I'm like, oh, shit. I said, why don't you ever bring the kids? Maybe this is a no-kid wedding because there's no kidding going on here. This is gangster shit. So be prepared. Bring something, mijo, because just in case, remember last time we were at your other cousin Brianna's wedding with the Bulldogs and they tried to move on you guys? Remember that? Yeah. If it wasn't for me with the fucking knife that cuts the cake, you would have been done. That's another story I have to tell you on a Super Norteño episode. But anyways, right? And just so you guys know, we're going to be getting into the Super Tia series. If you guys want it, put a 1 because the Super Tia series is going to go crazy, right? She got a lot of sisters. There was a lot of shenanigans going on there, right? A lot of boyfriends, a lot of sisters, a lot of ass whippings for the nephews. Anyways, right? I'm like, all right, Theo, we'll be there. You better fucking be. Don't be late. Okay, what time? Don't come past 9:30 because I'm sleeping in. How the fuck are you going to tell someone not to be late and then tell them don't come early because you're sleeping in? That's how my tia was. She was up and down. You want a burrito? Hell yeah, tia, I want a burrito. So the fuck do I? Go to Carl's Jr. or fucking Taco Bell. They don't sell burritos at Carl's Jr. Yes, they do breakfast burritos. Get you a breakfast, but I want lunch, bitch. So go to Taco Bell. I want no onions and I want a lot of crema because I like crema for some particular reason. It reminds me of that black dude I used to live down the street. Oh, shit. He was different. So And that's going to lead me into another series, but whatever. So anyways, I'm like, all right, cool. We'll be there. So today, the chick, my wife, she was like, man, I don't really want to go. Your family's going to be there. They're ghetto. And then, of course, you guys, I said, no, it ain't going to be like that. My prima's cool. She was like, yeah, I'm cool with all your primas and shit, but I'm cool, right? Well, little did I know that my girl, the one that I had the baby with, that has conflict with the wife, she didn't know me and the wife were back together. Of course not. We had lost like contact. Like I knew where her family lived. I could have went anytime I wanted, but the ghetto-ness in me said, nah, you know what I'm saying? Let her come back when she's ready. Plus, I'd seen on Facebook she was with another dude, and I was very upset, and I didn't know how I'd handle that, right? So anyways, I told her, hey, don't trip. But I didn't know that my tia and all her fucking smartness invited her because she had been going taking the baby to see my tia. My tia said, I don't even fucking look like his kid. Nah, that motherfucker don't look like his kid. What's her name? Is that right? Why didn't you name her what he wanted to name her? Exactly. It's not his kid. What's the last name? You should get that motherfucker for child support if you're going to use the last name. Damn, my tia's over there dicking me up, fucking me up, right? My tia invited her. Unbeknownst to me and my new current situation. My tia just wanted to see drama. How are you going to invite drama to someone else's wedding, to your niece's wedding? I don't give a fuck. I need entertainment. Yeah, they told me all they have is a banda there, and I don't like them. Because I boned half of the orchestra right there because I don't want to go over there and be the center of attention. So we're going to fuck my nephew's whole life up tonight, right? So here I am. I picked them up. We're dressed up nice. My tia looks cool. You know, she was like, Mijo, what are my pantyhose? Are they twisted? Are they twisted? We're just like, whooping, I'm looking, I got dressed up. Well, just because you're wearing a red t-shirt with a printed on tie doesn't mean you're dressed up. And what's your lady wearing? I'm wearing a shirt that says I love cheeseburgers. Yeah, okay. Nice wedding attire. Fucking put a shawl on or something. So we drive up there, crazy ass drive. She got this fucking dude with her, my tia. He's in the back, all crammed in between two fat chicks talking about. They want to bump fucking banda machos all the way up there. So as we get there, I'm not tripping, man. I go in. There's a whole bunch of people getting ready for the wedding, the actual wedding, not the reception. Now I don't see anything out of the ordinary at the wedding because my girl was not invited to the actual wedding because my tia is that she has some type of fucking, love for my prima, but it was more so for the wedding reception, which is where the shit went down, the wedding crasher, right? So anyways, we're right there kicking it. And my girl's like, this ain't bad. Your family's being cool. Like, I hope there's some good food. And she goes like, me too. That's all I've been thinking about the whole time, all week long. Like, what are they going to cook? I'm like, Sheila, calm your big ass down. It's going to be food. Yeah, but I like all food, right? This chick, one time I caught her getting a can. She thought it was fucking corned beef hash. She dumped it in the papas. It was dog food. And I swear to you, I told my primo, like, hey, she's back there making dog food, eh? Right? And he told her, hey, what are you making? That's for the dog. Now the dogs don't have shit to eat, right? And I swear to God, my tia was like, throw that shit away. You fucked up. You got the wrong can, cockeyed. That's because you're cockeyed. I never seen a fat white bitch so cockeyed like you. And I swear she was eating burritos all day. So food is food to her, straight up. Anyways, we're right there. We're kicking back. And the wedding goes as planned. And there's hella gangsters and hella dudes there. And I'm just like, okay, this is all the vatos from Salas. These are the vatos from fucking, they're with the program, right? So I'm like, man, I can only understand what this reception is going to be like. And I tell my tia, we're not going to stay all day because I could tell you right now, there's about to be some shenanigans going down. Ricky's like, what? There's a gang of homeboys here. This is like a homeboy wedding, right? I'm like, nah, there's like two homeboys getting married. No, there's not two homeboys getting married. It's your fucking cousin marrying the what up? She's like 3 Southsiders in and 4 Northerners deep. So this is like her 7th wedding. Let's just relax here. Let's just calm down before you jump the gun, fool. So meanwhile, my wife is like staring at some dude. So I'm already feeling some type of way. And she was like, we're together, but we're not together. My dad said, you tell him, girl, that's what it is about. He had his fucking chance, but no, he had to run you over. I said, run her over. Whatever. You ran, bitch, right? You ran away. Hey, come here, Mikan. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Yeah, fucking move your cane because I don't want it to hit me in my underarmpit. Give me a hug, right? So my tia's over there. Let me console her. I like women. My tia's crazy, right? So I'm over there like, oh, nah. But this chick is looking at this dude. So I'm feeling some type of way because I got to defend the honor of my ex-wifey. In fact, I got to defend my honor. So I tell her, hey, what the fuck are you looking at? And she was like, we're not together. I could do whatever I want. We live together. My chorra was all the way in her fucking lung that morning before fucking went to pick my tia up. How is it that we're not together? You cook for me. You clean for me. You cut my toenails. And believe me, that's a hard job to do, right? Even nowadays, it's worse, right? All these things you do for me. Last night, you gave me a massage. Hell yeah. I mean, you were bumping R. Kelly, and I was a little skeptical about it, but you were like, keep it on the down. And now all of a sudden, we're not together. I never said we were together. I said we lived together. So who the fuck am I? Jack Tripper, Janet? Shit, man. Give me Chrissy. I'm trading you in. So anyways, as we're kicking back, doing our thing, it's time to go to the reception. The reception was in the backyard of my one of my Theo's houses. He has a real nice pad out there in Monterey, right? So we went, as we're pulling up, everything's good. And thump, da-dum, thump. Thump, da-dum, thump. Ladies and gentlemen. Yep, what, ladies and gentlemen. The what girl is here. The what my kid is here. They're in the house. The house. That's all I can say about that one. I see my girl walk in. Bomb. Head turner. Everyone, every Norteño in there motherfucker was like, see the girl in the gown. Yeah, you know I want to go down. I was like, oh no. I see her, and immediately I'm looking at every vault in there with fucking evil intentions. Ricky's like, whooping, you want to get off and we're mad at it? I said, we might have to. And my wife's like, who invited that bitch? Like this, I did for entertainment purposes, but Mika, leave her alone. Don't worry about it. You got him, or maybe, I don't know. You say you're not really together. She's like, oh no, we're together. I said, no, hold up. Remember what you said earlier when that dude's fucking eyes were deep all up in your fucking fallopian tube? Remember when you said we're not together? That's gay. What does that mean? She's like, well, how the fuck do you expect me to get home? Fine, then I'll get a ride from that dude. Well, do your thing. So she actually went over there to the guy. I was a little hurt. You know, there was a lot of things going through my mind. Like, where am I going to sleep that night? My dad, don't worry, Miko. You could always come back to my house and sleep there. But just shake the roaches to the side and don't fall in the hole. And you can sleep on the ground right there. Yeah, you can sleep right there. I'm like, this is all your fault. Why'd you invite her? Tell me she don't look good though, Miko. Tell me. I'm like, they both kind of look good, but I ain't gonna lie. So I go up to my girl and she looks at me and she's like, how you been? We haven't seen each other for a minute, right? I give her a hug. I see my daughter. I'm like, damn, I haven't got to see my daughter for a little while too, right? I'm like, wow, hey, my daughter, she's immediately here. Here's your daughter. I'm gonna go dance and kick it, right? So everyone's eating, everyone's having a good time. Now, meanwhile, my wife, my ex-wife, right? She's over there chilling with these dudes. And she actually takes a walk to a car. I'm disgusted, right? Ricky's like, whooping, I think your old lady's out there giving him a one. I'm like, which one? Because right now I'm kind of choosing the girl over my ex-wife, but I'm fucked, right? So I got to defend honor. So I go out there to the front. She's smoking a joint with some dude. I walk up, I grab her arm. I'm like, come on, let's go to the back. Dude's like, hey, man, hey, I'm getting at her, homie. You know, just wait, eh? And I said, hey, bro, this is my wife. She's like, your ex-wife. Same shit. I said, hey, bro, hey, look, I came in her mouth today. He's like, oh, shit, right? So come on, let's go in the back. So we go to the back, and as I'm walking with them, we go through the gate. She's like, why are you fucking hating? You want to be that with that bitch, man? Well, I'm going to put hands on it. I said, no, don't do nothing, man, because my kid's here. Like, I won't allow you to. Shit. When I said that, my girl came around the corner. It's hard to say. It's hard to decipher which one I'm with, right? She came around the corner, and she's like, oh, you're here? Because she didn't really see her, right? She's like, oh, you're here? And my wife said, yeah, bitch, I'm here, and we're together now. And I said, well, hold up. You said you were just in the front. Man, Ricky, go get me a taco. I'm fucked up right now. I don't even know what to do, right? And then my ex-wife, she's like, you're going to make a decision. Either tell her that you live with me and that we're back together, or it's over. And I looked at her. And as I looked at her, I seen a glisten on her lips. And it looked like a weird white object was glistening. Looked like tapioca pudding. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And it was at that exact moment I knew. I said, nah, we ain't together. And she was like, what? And girlfriend thought she could just do her thing. She just grabbed her hair, snatched her, and started hitting her. Bing, bing, bing. Now, wifey ain't going to go out like that. And at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, I have some ghetto ass primas. Brianna being one of them, who's fine as a motherfucker, but will knock your ass out. She's known to knock your ass out. She came running, and her and my prima on the wedding dress all fucked up. Bitch, don't fuck my wedding up, right? My dad's like, this is what I came for. Now, this is entertainment. She was fucking dogging a hot dog the long way, talking about, I'll be there in a minute. Which one do I back up? I'm like, the pretty one, right? Which, of course, that meant my girl. And they're just fucking slanging them, going at it. They crashed the whole wedding, man. Hey, motherfuckers started fighting. There was food being thrown everywhere. My dad's like, that's what I'm talking about. This is a fucking wedding to remember. because the other 6 weren't even that good. They weren't that good. I remember that one time we went to pozole. Remember it was all sour and shit. That dude's mom thought she could make pozole. She fucked everyone up. I remember that shit. Right? So they started going at it, fighting. Look, I still got to ride with my wifey. I got to. I have to ride with her. Like, even though I'm with my girl at the same time, and I got the baby like this. Every time she's hitting her, I'm going, oh, don't look, mija. Oh, don't look. Right? The baby's still young. She doesn't know any better. The baby's crying. Ah! Right? I'm like, oh, shit, man. I'm a bad father. And I'm looking at my girl who's beating up my ex-wifey, who's not my girl anymore because the other one's my girl. And I'm confused at this point. And I'm just trying to burp my kid. My kid burps and shit, throws up all over me. So I'm getting thrown up on. These girls are fuck. Hey, one of them gets their nose busted. To which degree of which one? I'll tell you in part 6 because it gets even better. With that being said, if you guys want to keep going on, we're going to keep going on. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, strive for what I truly believe in. And that's the betterment of the other people, right? And that's all people. And let me give you guys a sneak peek and say this. Remember, she had tapioca pudding. So I was upset. It went down. Bang, bang.